Caitlyn Clark delivered the most impressive offensive performance of her early WNBA career, yet it was insufficient for the Indiana Fever to overcome a series of turnovers and the Los Angeles Sparks' exceptional three-point shooting. The Sparks secured an 88-82 victory on Monday, capitalizing on a remarkable 14 of 23, 69% shooting from beyond the arc, thwarting the Fever's bid for a second season win. Clark closed the game with a career-high 30 points, contributing 5 rebounds and 6 assists. She achieved 7 of 16 shooting from the field and 3 of 10 from three-point range, in addition to scoring 13 points from the free throw line. However, her 7 turnovers hindered the Fever's efforts to counter the Sparks' offensive pressure. Kia Nurse led the Sparks with 22 points, hitting 5 of 6 from three-point territory, while Ari McDonald added 21 points off the bench, converting 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Cameron Brink, the second overall pick in April's draft, recorded 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 blocks, a dip from her strong debut season. After trailing 37-32 at halftime, the Fever surged ahead 43-37 with an 11-0 run to start the third quarter, only for the Sparks to respond with an 11-0 run of their own, featuring 3 consecutive three-point baskets. In the fourth quarter, the Sparks pulled ahead with a 12-0 run, establishing a 76-63 lead. The Fever's 8-0 run narrowed the gap to 79-73, but they were unable to close the distance in the final moments. The defeat left the Fever with a 1-7 record as Clark continues to navigate the challenges of her professional career, showing glimpses of the scoring prowess she displayed at Iowa, albeit with fluctuating consistency and a high turnover rate. Monday marked the 4th instance of Clark scoring over 20 points, alongside 4 occasions of committing more than 6 turnovers. Across 8 games, she averages 17. 3 points, 6. 3 assists, 5. 4 rebounds, and 5 turnovers, shooting 38. 1% from the field and 3% from three-point range. The victory improved Los Angeles to 2-4 on the season, avenging a previous loss to the Fever which had marked Clark's inaugural win. Brink has emerged as a bright spot in a challenging season, averaging 5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, and a league-leading 3 blocks per game, with shooting percentages of 52.8% from the field and 41.2% from three-point range. Meanwhile, the Iowa women's basketball team, led by head coach Jan Jensen, is experiencing its first season without star Caitlyn Clark since 2019. The Hawkeyes have started strong with a 12-4 record and a national ranking of 23rd, although they face difficulties in conference play, currently holding a 2-3 record in the newly expanded Big Ten. Jensen discussed the team's lack of senior leadership with reporters following a defeat to Illinois on Thursday, marking the Hawkeyes' first back-to-back conference losses since Clark's freshman year, attributing the issue to the current roster's youth. "I can't compare to the past because these players are giving me their all, and they are still developing. We need to cultivate some senior or upperclassman leadership, which is what we currently lack," Jensen stated. During her 4 seasons at Iowa, Clark shattered the NCAA all-time scoring record for both men's and women's players, leading her team to the NCAA championship game on 2 occasions. She was also a consensus National Player of the Year during her junior and senior years. Following her time at Iowa, Clark was selected as the number 1 pick in last year's WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever. In her rookie WNBA season in 2024, Clark established records for the most points and three-pointers by a rookie in league history and became the first rookie to achieve a triple-double, accomplishing this remarkable feat twice. Her 337 assists not only set a rookie record but were also the highest ever recorded by any player in a single season. The Iowa women's basketball team announced that they will hold a ceremony to retire Clark's jersey on February 2nd. Her number 22, which is currently worn by the Fever, will be honored and displayed in the rafters at Carver Hawkeye Arena following a ceremony celebrating the program's most distinguished player. Clark is anticipated to attend, and the event will be aired on Fox. The retirement of Clark's jersey comes just 2 months after Time magazine recognized her as its Athlete of the Year. This selection garnered both applause and criticism, including remarks from Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson, who questioned in a CNN interview why Clark received the honor instead of the entire WNBA, suggesting that race may have influenced the decision. January 17th marks the launch of the new women's basketball league Unrivaled, where 36 WNBA stars will gather in Miami for 3-on-3 competition. 6 teams of 6 WNBA players will showcase their skills on center stage for 9 weeks, culminating in playoffs to determine the league champion. Unrivaled was co-founded by New York Liberty forward Breanna Stewart and Minnesota Lynx forward Nafisa Collier. The league aims to provide WNBA players an alternative pathway during the postseason to continue earning income domestically, with players receiving 6-figure salaries, ultimately surpassing their WNBA earnings. The Unrivaled venue boasts world-class amenities designed to enhance the players' experience over the next 9 weeks. It features a makeup and hair room, state-of-the-art training and recovery facilities, and childcare arrangements for mothers who wish to bring their children. "We're going to provide daycare services for the mothers on arrival," stated league president Alex Basil to Dalzell. "It's everything that the athletes need under one roof, on court or off court." In Saturday's episode of Locked on Women's Basketball, host Hunter Cruz, along with co-hosts Emily Adler and Lincoln Schaefer, discussed the rising and falling prospects for the 2025 WNBA draft as the season progresses. The trio underscores Notre Dame guard Olivia Miles as a significant contender due to her remarkable improvement in three-point shooting. Miles is now not only creating space but also successfully making challenging shots, such as pull-ups and step-backs, enhancing her profile as a formidable offensive asset. This progress has elevated her to the forefront of the draft board, confirming her status as no doubt one of the top 2 prospects in this class. Howard Megdal, founder and editor of The Next and the Ninth, has recently announced his latest book, which chronicles the historic ascent of Caitlyn Clark while providing critical context over the past century that contributed to her success. Interviews with Clark, Lisa Bluter, C. Vivian Stringer, Jan Jensen, Molly Kazmer, and numerous others were essential to its creation. If you appreciate his coverage of women's basketball every Wednesday at the 9th, you will be enthralled by Becoming Caitlyn Clark, the unknown origin story of a modern basketball superstar. Click the link below to pre-order and enter Megdal30 at checkout. The subsequent discussion centers on 2 South Carolina draft prospects, guards Raven Johnson and Bree Hall, whose stock has fluctuated recently. Both players' futures depend on their capacity to address weaknesses and make a more substantial impact in the professional league. Johnson, despite her robust defensive skills and size, faces challenges with offensive consistency, particularly in her shooting, which restricts her effectiveness on the court. Although she excels defensively, her difficulty in drawing defenders or creating offensive opportunities raises concerns. Conversely, Hall's stock has declined due to inadequate development in crucial areas, especially as a shooter. Her limited offensive output and reluctance to take open shots constrain her versatility, although she still presents potential as a late-round prospect. It is almost decision time for Kelsey Mitchell. The Indiana Fever guard has just completed a 3-year extension on her rookie contract, making her an unrestricted free agent for the first time in her career. Mitchell is entering free agency at an opportune moment. She has just enjoyed the 2 most successful years of her career, being named an All-Star in both seasons. In 2024, she was instrumental in leading the Fever to the playoffs for the first time, finishing the regular season merely 3 points behind rookie sensation Caitlyn Clark. The former Ohio State standout witnessed the Fever transition from a league afterthought when she was drafted in 2018 to a promising contender and the WNBA showcase team in 2024. With new management and a fresh coaching staff, the Fever could soon evolve into one of the league's most competitive teams. Will this progress over the past 2 years influence her decision to remain with the organization? The Fever certainly hope so. Kelsey Mitchell is our top priority heading into free agency, Fever GM Amber Cox stated in November. "In my view, she is a cornerstone of this franchise. She has been here for 7 seasons and has endured a lot without much success, so I truly want her here to relish what lies ahead. She deserves that." The Fever have the option to core Mitchell, granting them exclusive negotiating rights in exchange for a 1-year supermaximum salary. Indiana is the only team able to offer Mitchell the supermax this season, approximately $249,000 for a 1-year contract. Moreover, Mitchell could be cored again in 2026, potentially granting Indiana 2 additional years before she reaches unrestricted free agency. The combination of a promising partnership in the backcourt with Clark offers the Fever optimism about reaching an agreement with Mitchell. Teams have the opportunity to extend qualifying offers to core eligible players between January 11th to 20th. I don't believe there's another team that could better maximize her skill set, Fever president Kelly Krauskopf stated to Indy Star in November. She experienced her best season alongside Caitlyn Clark, and together they formed one of the most dynamic duos. Additionally, the Fever is the nearest team to Mitchell's hometown of Cincinnati, Ohio, located just 1.5 hours away. This proximity has facilitated her ability to visit family during most off days, while also allowing her family to attend games in Indianapolis, particularly after the unexpected passing of her father in March 2023. Nevertheless, Mitchell is exploring the best options available, whether they lie in Indianapolis or elsewhere. Obviously, I've always had a home in Indy, so it could potentially be a home for me again, Mitchell remarked in September. However, considering the changing dynamics within my family, I must prioritize what's best for me. It's not about limiting myself to one team or another, it's about focusing on my personal needs, and I have to be selfish in that regard.